Welcome back, friends, to Dynamo DeFi. My name is Patrick, and on this channel I talk about cryptocurrency, decentralized finance, and economics. So if you like those topics, be sure to like and subscribe. Today's video is another episode of Yield Farm Friday. Every Friday I go through some of the most exciting DeFi projects that allow you to earn yield on your cryptocurrency. Apologies that I'm getting this video out a bit later today. I had some personal matters to attend to earlier. But with that being said, let's get started. We got some good farms today, and today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 farms, one of which is extremely unique. That's not really even a farm, but I thought I would show it to you anyways. So first we have Fabric. Fabric is on the Solana network. Website is fsynth.io. Fsynth as in synthetic. And you can see here it says derivatives trading made easy, trade derivatives with low fees and limited liquidity and unrivaled speed, all in the Solana blockchain. So basically it's a synthetic asset trading protocol, or it will be right now. They don't seem to have any synthetic assets on here. But the TVL on this has grown quite a bit this week. I mean, I think it's still somewhere in the range of 10 million, so pretty small, but it's grown quite a bit. And we'll take a look at the app now, because this is like most things on Solana. It's not just your normal AMM DEX copy paste. It does kind of have a unique feel to it. And before we go into the rewards, I'll just show you what their DEX looks like. Loading. It always loves to take longer to load when I'm making a video. So here's the DEX. You can see it flash Serum for a second. So I assume they're using the Serum order book, but you can see it's sort of an actual trading platform on here, and they've got a lot of your kind of standard Solana type coins on here. Cope, Kin, lots of ones like that. Interestingly, none of that doesn't seem to have many of the blue chips on Solana, but a lot of the smaller coins. And yes, that's what it is right now. Apparently, their roadmap says that they're setting up a thing to make synthetics, and they're trying to be the synthetic platform of Solana. If that happens, yeah, I think then they'd be pretty big, but they have to get there first. As far as the farms go, you can see here that the APY on Fabric, so basically because they're paying you their FAB token, 8,700% on FAB USDC. I'll take it. On some of these other pairs, Apex USDC 6,000%, GCell USDC 800%. I don't actually know. I've heard of Apex before. I don't really know what these coins do, so I can't vouch for whether this farm is going to be worth it or not. But if you are interested in these coins, this is a good place that you might be able to earn some yield. And let's see. I don't think they have any. I don't think they have any sort of fee or anything on here. And we'll take a quick look at the roadmap since we have a lot to cover. You can see they've been going for a few months now, and they've completed a lot of things on their roadmap. My only concern is, the synthetic things are coming soon, but I'd really like to see that before I bought into this too heavily. If you want to farm it, great, but I would be careful until they get those going. And yeah, I mean, they've launched an NFT, maybe because just there was an NFT craze and it was low-hanging fruit. But I do question why launch the NFT before your main thing, which is synthetic assets, is launched. If they have launched those and I just missed it on the website, then feel free to drop a comment. But I am a bit concerned about that. Overall, though, crisp-looking protocol. Next up, let's hop over to the Avalanche network. We've got a few on Avalanche today. First, we have Blizzard. Blizzard is a yield aggregator, sort of a competitor to Yield Yak, or you could think of it as that. But they are adding an additional incentive to their pools with their Blizz token, which truthfully makes it a bit like a standard farm, but they are trying to be sort of a more full yield aggregator, and their market cap is pretty low, under $10 million now, roughly equal to their TVL. And you can see here, yeah, Rewards on their Blizz token are nice, 300% APY, pretty standard for a new token like this. And what I find very interesting is they are incentivizing pools that you might already be in, like Joe AVAX, like Joe USDC, like ETH AVAX. So for example, Joe AVAX, normally, if you go to YieldYak, I think it's somewhere around 120% APY, and then on here it's 230%. So I think that's pretty good. I'm actually considering moving some of my Joe AVAX over here, and even better, it is fully audited by Hacken. So very nice to see. That's Blizzard. Definitely a fan of this one. Can't vouch for whether the token will do well, but it's a nice looking protocol, and they have some nice yields on here now, so you could definitely take advantage of that. Next up, we have Singular Farm, and this one is not the one I was referring to at the beginning when I said we had a unique protocol, but this one is also extremely unique. And although it's not the same concept as like Wonderland or Olympus DAO, I get kind of a similar vibe from this, and you'll see why in a second. So this one is actually on AVAX, BSC, Polygon Phantom, and OK Chain. Although that one's grayed out, so maybe they're not on there anymore. I don't know. But yeah, so the way that this works is they have their standard farms. Oh, and by the way, the website for this is singular.farm. So they have their standard farms with their Sing token, APR of 800% for Sing USDT, similar for Sing AVAX, 45% on stablecoins, looking like 45 to 100% on most other things. So not exceptional except for the ones that include their token. But what they have that's very interesting is they have this melting pot feature here. And so what this is basically is you can deposit your Sing tokens in here. So you deposit your Sing tokens, and then the Sing token gets burnt, but you get a stake in the melting pot. And that melting pot entitles you to rewards from their USDT bank. And that comes from fees that they accrue on the platform. And then also some other tokens. Orca, this is a different Orca from the Orca we talked about on this Yield Farm Friday last week. PLT, you also receive those. So it looks like you're earning from the fees from their platform that they're distributing about 362% right now. And that's going to be in the form of USDT. And they have additionally an option where normally you'd pay a 5% fee when you claim the rewards. But instead you can actually compound it. And you receive a 5% bonus. And there's a 5% fee. I got that right. And then there's also, you compound it, and not only do you not pay the fee, you get the 5% bonus, which is, you can imagine if this is able to sustain itself over time with 360%, and you're getting a 5% bonus every time you compound it. I think these pay out monthly. If I'm correct, they're trying to say that it's like a dividend, or they actually compare it to a pension in their documents, which, I mean, obviously it's not a pension, but and honestly, they should be careful with regulators as far as calling it a pension. But if you can get the monthly rewards, compound them with 5% bonus, then that could be incredible. Unfortunately, you're not really going to benefit from the price of the token in this case, except insofar as you are locking in your stake in the pool while the price of the token is cheap, and other people who wanted to buy in later might need to buy a more expensive token. But other than that, because they actually burn the tokens you put in, you're not really benefiting from the price increase so much. Yeah, but very, very unique protocol. Let's see, just a quick diagram they have on their website. Their banking system has changed a bit, but sort of as you can see here, every platform on here, 4% goes into the vault that's going to get distributed, 1% gets burned. And then if we go over here, we can see, they're also setting aside some for a lottery. So they also have a lottery, and if you put in enough Sing, when you put in your Sing to the melting pot, you put in enough, you get a lottery ticket, and then you can actually use that to enter the lottery and potentially win a much larger pool, which, I wouldn't bank on that, but could be cool if you won that, right? Another source of income. Yeah, but I'm probably going to test this one out just to see how it goes. I don't know what's going to happen. I'll probably get a little bit of Sing just in case that goes crazy, and then also get a little bit of stake in the pool in case those rewards end up being pretty juicy, and just let it ride from there. I mean, after seeing what happened with Wonderland and Smart Coin, I wouldn't count anything out. All right, so now let's go over to some new ones. Next up, we have Gyro, or perhaps Gyro, depending on how you pronounce that. And this is a fork of Olympus DAO on Binance Smart Chain. And so these forks of Olympus DAO have been going crazy recently. For some reason, this website always makes you refresh whenever you switch chains. And so this one here, market cap is just under 50 million right now, price around 1,300, APY of 8,500%. And yeah, so it's just pretty standard Wonderland. I've done a video on that before. If you're not familiar with these types of websites, I'd recommend you get familiar because they're sort of a big thing in DeFi right now. But basically, you stake your Euro tokens, and then every 8 hours, everything rebases, so everyone ends up with more Euro, everyone who's staking theirs. And then additionally, you can also bond USDT, and then the protocol will give you Euro at a discount distributed over a period of 5 days. So like a bond, right? We are purchasing a bond that gets distributed over a period of 5 days, and then they put that USDT to work, which is how they're able to maintain a yield and in theory have backing. So this one has an audit pending, and I'm only going with this one because it seems to be a little bit more legit than many of these other Olympus DAO forks. The team did revamp the website. So originally the website was kind of not that. I want to be nice. Originally the website, there wasn't a lot to it, right? There's still not a ton, but really it was pretty bare bones, and they've kind of beefed it up. They added the dashboard. So they are putting some effort in, and they have an audit pending. So I would be cautious with this one. Like all of these things, if you're going to buy it, definitely stake it because you do want to make sure you get those rebases. But the thing to consider is, there's no pump like a BSC pump. If you go on Instagram, go on TikTok, look up crypto things, it is all about BSC still. And so if this thing goes up a lot, it could really go up. I mean, look what happened with Loki. Look what happened even with PancakeSwap, right? Not that this is going to probably be that big. But yeah, I like this one quite a bit. As far as a kind of risky play in Binance Smart Chain. I'm not going to lie and say that they're really that innovative. Next up, we're going to go to a chain that I've never talked about before on this channel, and that is KuSwap on the KuCoin Community Chain. And so KuCoin Community Chain, if you're not familiar, is a chain that uses KuCoin's native KCS token as their gas token. So KCS token I've posted about on Twitter a number of times, and I'm a big fan of this one just because KuCoin I think is kind of taking advantage of the fact that Binance has come under a lot of regulatory scrutiny. So KuCoin has been blowing up recently. A lot of coins hit there before any other decentralized or centralized exchange, and they have leverage, and their tokenomics for their KCS token are just phenomenal, where they take half of the fees on KuCoin and use it to buy back KCS and distribute it to KCS holders. So just by holding KCS in your KuCoin account, you get 20% yield. It just deposited straight to your account, which is pretty cool. And I've no affiliation with KuCoin or anything, but I've been pretty cozy with that. But if you want to maybe be a little bit more degenerate, take some risks, maybe you're interested in checking out the KuCoin chain, then KuSwap is the main swap on KuCoin chain, and that is app.kuswap.finance. KuSwap is spelled Ku swap. And let's take a look at some of the farms here. So their token is KUS, KUS. And so if you pair that with KCS, the KuCoin token, it's about 173%. So these yields are not crazy. And virtually every pair on here, well, not virtually, every single pair has either KUS or KCS on here. So as far as I can tell, the main point of this is if you think there's a chance that this chain is going to be big, then maybe you want to get some exposure, right? The main DEX usually does well if the chain does big. I'm not saying the chain will do well, but if it does, then you could expect KCS and also the largest DEX to do decently. Or maybe you see that the yield for KCS USDT is 70%, and you want to get some extra yield in your KCS, right? Maybe you like KuCoin and you're willing to take some impermanent loss in exchange for 70%. And I think that would be a decent strategy as well. This one is audited. So it is audited, I will say. I took a look at the CertiK audit on this one, just because I noticed they hadn't really posted about it anywhere. They said they was being audited, and they never followed up, so I took a look at the audit, and I'm guessing that's because there were 4 major issues that CertiK found which are not resolved. Most of these have to do with security where there's someone who has access to a private key that can edit the certain things with the protocol. So just be mindful of that. They did resolve one critical issue, so it's not like they ignored the audit, but I'd be cautious of that. Oh, and by the way, I didn't mention this. KuCoin chain is an Ethereum virtual machine chain, so you can connect to it with your MetaMask wallet, provided you add the chain. And I'll leave it to all of you to figure that out. But maybe I'll do another video in the future on how to do that. But for now, I'm sure if you do a bit of research, you can find how to bridge over to this chain or send funds from KuCoin. And let's see, are there any other stats on here? So the market cap of this DEX is 8.8 million. So pretty small for the largest DEX in the chain, but then again, it's not a large chain. So again, if the chain did well, insane multiples on this, if the chain does well. All right, so now let's get into one that I think this is probably the best platform today. So this is Katana, which is the DEX on Ronin. And you may not be familiar with the name Ronin, but you're probably familiar with what runs on Ronin, and that is Axie Infinity. So Ronin is the custom Ethereum Layer 2 sidechain that Axie Infinity runs on. And so Katana is the new DEX being built by the same team that made Axie Infinity on Ronin. I think this is potentially a phenomenal opportunity because they have liquidity for AXS, Axie Infinity token, and ETH, and then SLP, which is sort of one of the in-game currencies of Axie Infinity and ETH. And they're just using that to distribute the RON token, RON, which eventually will be the gas token of Ronin chain. And right now, as far as I can tell, there's no price for RON, which is why there's no APR listed on the site. And we'll talk in a second about sort of what the APR would be depending on the price of Ronin once it comes out. But this chain right now, it's Axie Infinity, which if you're not familiar is the largest play-to-earn game. It's also the largest NFT project. I saw something where just Ronin chain alone, the Axie Infinity runs on, 2 times as many people have purchased NFTs on Ronin as have on Ethereum itself. So Axie Infinity is really dominating the NFT space with just this one game right now. And now imagine, apparently there's plans for other games to run on Ronin as well. So that could be huge. And this DEX, this farming opportunity is how they're distributing their Ronin token. Let's see, I'm going to see if I can move this video. There we go. So you need to connect your Ronin wallet to get access to this. I don't have a Ronin wallet, which is why I'm not connected, although I'm considering it just for this. And what's this Ronin token going to be worth? So to put it in perspective, and I found this somewhere on Twitter. So someone did the math. I'll see if I can find it and link to it in the description of this video. But Flow, another blockchain that does NFTs, the market cap is a few million right now. Matic, which is obviously Polygon, and they've got a lot of stuff. They've got DeFi, they've got NFTs, but they're kind of trying to transition into an NFT and gaming chain. And is also a major layer 2. Is closer to 9 or 10 billion. I don't know exactly on the top of my head. But basically, if Ronin was right in between those, one Ronin token would be $10, which would make this APR right now over 600%. If Ronin was half of that, $5, this APR, of course, would be 300 something percent, which is pretty nice, especially if you're getting in, on the ground floor with the token of this chain that could end up being either the sidechain for NFT games or one of the sidechains. I think it's probably going to have to compete with Immutable X. But I think this is very cool. If you play Axie Infinity especially, and you've got some AXS laying around, then this seems like a no-brainer. And I don't think it's audited yet, but it's built by the team that made Axie Infinity. I mean, if you go to their documents, it's the Axie Infinity document. So, I mean, it's one of the largest projects in crypto. Yes, hopefully they get audited, but I mean, they probably have as skilled Solidity programmers as the auditors themselves. So that is Katana. Like, you can probably sense my excitement. I think this one is really good opportunity. Next up, and this is the final one, maybe the most unique project I've seen. This only launched earlier today. This is XPower. So what is XPower? Let's see if I can start mining. Oh, I need to switch my wallet back to Avalanche. So this is sort of an experiment on Avalanche right now. An experiment with what if you could mine proof of work tokens on a proof of stake blockchain. And so that's what XPower is. Basically, it's a proof of work token that you mine in your browser on Avalanche, and then you can pay a fee to sort of claim the tokens. They call it minting. Let's see, I'll click start mining, and you can see it's just mining XPower tokens right now. So there's 1, there's 3, there's 7. So they get progressively more rare. I've heard of someone getting one that was 60. Now these are not obviously worth that much because you can see it's just spitting them out right now. And there's none right here right now, but a lot of times you'll get 15 XPower ones. If you leave it running for a few minutes, you can also have this running in multiple tabs or multiple browsers at the same time. And so for example, there's a 15 one. So if I mint 15 XPower, well, I'm not going to go through this whole process because it takes some time to claim it and everything. But basically, you can expect to pay 0.002 AVAX in gas to claim it. And then if you go to trade it on Trader Joe and you do an XPow, let's see, 15. So remember, I paid 0.002 in gas to claim it. Okay, so right now you're gaining basically 0.001 AVAX, which is probably 1 times, let's say $80. I'll be generous, even though it's dropped a bit from earlier today. You're getting like 10 cents every 15, which is not, you're not going to get rich that way. But think about it this way, if you're on a very limited budget, or if you live somewhere in the world where 10 cents is a lot of money, I mean, you literally just leave this open in a few browser tabs and you can probably make a couple dollars an hour just by claiming these and selling them on Trader Joe, which is not too bad. It's literally just free money. I mean, there's no reason for people to buy this back. There's like no buyback mechanism. It's really just an experiment. But while they're doing it, it's basically just free money. That's all I have to say about that. I just thought that was kind of a cool project that some of you might enjoy. So those are the farms for today. Let me know what you guys think about these. Are you interested in any of them? Particularly, let me know what you think about Katana. Let me know what you think about KuSwap. Let me know what you think about the others too, because I'm curious to hear your thoughts. And as always, if there are farms you want me to cover for next week, definitely request them down there in the comments or message me on Twitter, because I am always looking for suggestions for these videos. Enjoy the video, have a great weekend, and until next time, this is Dynamo DeFi.